That's why you need to really know God for yourself, and you need to know what is really for you. There are thousands of people applying to the same course, but it was enough for me to completely question my entire purpose.
This will try he's on the phone.
Hi cats and kittens. I'm joking. It's not that show. Oh, I need to even go back to watching Tiger King again because I feel like I didn't watch it properly. But anywho, hi guys, this is Natasha's Narrative. If you've been on this channel before, welcome back. If you haven't been on here, this is Natasha's Narrative. I'm obviously Natasha, and I talk about various amounts of topics, so look through my different playlists and see what you think will be interesting for you. So today I'm going to jump right back into my Fears and Insecurity mini-series. I know I have not made a video for that in a long time. I kind of made like the two and then I just like started doing other things, etc, but I am back to do it. So today I'm going to be talking about it in regards to work, in regards to education, because I just feel like it's really important. We're still at the beginning of the year. I know this is, you know, a few weeks in, especially with the way that this year has, well, last year has been, and still kind of the beginning of this year. It's really easy to get demotivated and just really easy to kind of step off the tracks, and yeah, so that's why I thought I would make this video. So personally, yeah, I think fears and insecurities in regards to education, in terms of like medicine or school, like I never really was that fearful, I'm not gonna lie. I can't even pretend that I was, but that's because I was actually too proud, which I'll talk about in my pride video, which I have coming up. But yeah, I literally thought I was better than so many people when it came to being smart, so like I didn't actually have any fears and insecurities in that regard. But I've definitely felt fears and insecurities regarding like my work, especially regarding this creative type of platform, my gram, and my YouTube are the things that I use the most for the Natasha's Narrative platform. So I've definitely felt fears and insecurities regarding that, and even creating a YouTube channel in the first place. I feel like if you're scared of creating content, creatively, you have to ask yourself, why are you scared of making this content? And a lot of the time, the reason why we're scared is because we're scared about what other people are going to say, what other people are going to think, and that really hinders us from actually getting our blessing. It really hinders us from making serious progression. Like honestly, if I had just decided, which I had so many days, especially at the beginning, being like, oh, you know what, like this YouTube thing is a myth, or like I can't be bothered to be doing this, like no one likes what I'm doing anyway, I'm just wasting my time, I wouldn't have been able to build the way that I've been building. And it's been amazing to watch it just slowly grow over time. But I feel like you have to ask yourself, like, number one, am I happy with the content that I'm creating? That doesn't mean that your content is perfect. Even now, I'm so many videos in, I know my content is not perfect. There are certain things that I definitely want to edit, definitely want to get better at, but I'm continuing to make videos because I'm seeing myself develop and get better at editing. I'm seeing myself getting more comfortable in front of the camera, and these are things that will only progress if I keep on doing it. If I keep on deciding that every time, like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that, I'm never going to create anything. And I'd say that's the same thing for you guys. Like, if every time you feel like, oh, you know what, this really minute detail is not right, so I'm not going to do it, you're really going to stop yourself from being able to progress. And sometimes the greatest thing about putting out content that you feel might have like a couple of flaws in it is that people can actually say to you, like, look, have you thought about doing this, or maybe you can improve it this way, etc. And that is so vital in being able to create better content. The only way that your content is ever going to improve is if you're able to take on criticism and then able to apply it. Obviously, if it's constructive. Some people are just really out here being haters for no reason, but that's okay. But the only way that you're actually going to be able to improve is if you're able to take on, especially people who have done what you're doing, their advice, their critique, and being able to apply it into what you are doing. You shouldn't allow what people are going to say and what people may or may not think stop you from doing what your passion is. Because what I've realized in this life is people are always going to talk, whether it's good or bad, but you just literally cannot care. You can't care. Like, because whilst they're saying these things about you, trust and believe that in a few minutes, in a few hours, they're probably not even remembering what they've said to you. It's probably, it was probably just like one, smart comment or one snarky comment that they've said, and now they're living the rest of their day just chilling, etc., not even thinking about what they wrote. But for you, you're there dwelling, oh my gosh, now someone said that they didn't like my drawing, or someone said that my content is rubbish, and then you're just there like sinking and just dwelling in those thoughts, and it's just not productive. I'm not saying that it's not nice or it doesn't sting a little bit when someone says that they don't like what you've created. Of course it's going to sting, because it's something that you have actually put effort into doing, and especially with creative stuff, it's something that, I don't know, it's like it's something that comes out of your heart. Not that people don't work hard when they go to work and stuff, but I feel like when it's creative and it's like actually coming properly from you, it's gonna sting more. But you just have to take what they say and sweep it under the rug. And if it's just like I said, if it's just haterism, you've just got to ignore it. But like I said, the main thing that I want to talk about is, fears and insecurities pertaining to work and education. Another thing I think is being told like you're not good enough, or it kind of being implied that you're not good enough to get to a certain position. So for me, that was definitely meant for me. Like I said, I don't think I was that scared about not being good enough. I think the thought kind of did cross my mind sometimes, but I did have people kind of directly say to me like, oh, Tasha, like, why don't you do something else? Because they just didn't believe that I had the abilities or the capabilities to get into medicine. And I know that my mom, she heard a lot of talk, especially when I took my gap year. There were a lot of people who were telling my mom, like, how can you let your daughter stay at home and just study by herself and do her gap year, etc. She's just wasting time. Just tell her to go to university and do something else, yada, yada, yada. But my mom was just like, no, I know my daughter, like, I know she's going to study hard and I know that she's going to improve on what she did. And, like, thank God that I actually had somebody who was actually backing me in this situation. Because if my mom was like, no, you know what, you need to go to university, whether you like it or not, it would have definitely complicated certain things for me, because I wouldn't have the A-level grades that I now have. And that's another thing, like, you can't allow people telling you that you can't do something. Like, you can't allow other people telling you that you can't do something to affect your actual progress. Like, who are they to tell you that you can't do something? Even if it's your parents, even if it's your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your best friend, I'm sorry, they are not you. They are not you. There's so many things that people who are close to me get wrong about me, and vice versa. There's so many things with people that I'm close to that I get wrong about them. They are not you. They don't understand really what goes in your head. They don't really understand how much effort you can put into a situation. So you cannot allow people to say like, oh, you know what, you don't have the capabilities just based on what they have seen. If you really want to push hard and get something, you can push hard and get something. So you just, again, that is, yes, they're coming from a loving place most of the time, I'm not gonna lie, because obviously they don't want to see you fail. They don't want to see you not have a job. They don't want to see you just kind of walking around aimlessly. But you need to decide for yourself, like, is this something that I'm actually going to put the effort into? If you know when they're saying these things to you, like, oh, actually, you know what they're saying is kind of true, like, I don't think I'm going to put in the energy, then don't do it. If you know, not if someone has manipulated you into thinking that you are not going to put in enough energy, but if you know for yourself that, you know what, I actually don't think I can do this because the amount of effort that's going to require, I don't have it in me, then stop. But if you know for yourself that I am able, I can do this. Another example, again, this is med related. I think I did talk about this briefly, but basically, as you guys know, I applied to, so when I got rejected third year, I'm taking ages to get my thoughts together. When I got rejected in 3rd year, and then I ended up coming back for clearing and having my interview at St. George's, and then obviously I didn't get in. It was a very short time window between being able to prep for the UCAT and between there and being able to prep for the UCAT. And like I said, I had my grad party coming up, so I'm not gonna lie, I was just kind of like thinking about my grad party, like what music do I need to do, like is there anything else that I need to sort out, yada yada yada. So if I'm being perfectly honest, I did not have time to revise that much, and my mom knew that. Even though I think she thought like I didn't have enough time to do it, and also because I had already gone through like the whole long process of, you know, anyway, watch my story about that. So it's like I have 2 videos where I talk about my journey into med school. Watch those to get the full thing, because I don't want to go over it again and again and again and again. But essentially, I think she just felt like, you know what, this girl is tired. Like, she has applied. Like, why should she go through this again? But I just felt like I could do it. Like, I just kept on feeling like I'm nearly there, especially because I had obviously gotten an interview, gotten into the university, and then got rejected. Like, I was just like, okay, so I now know that I have the ability to do well in test scores, even though that was BMAT, not UCAT. I have the ability to pass an interview and get a place. So I am now ready. I felt like I had, yeah, I was now ready. I was now ready to actually attain, I was now ready to actually be successful. I felt like this was my year. So even though my mom was like, I was just like, you know what, I'm going to do what I want to do. And yeah, like, even though she didn't agree with what I was doing, she's definitely still supported me. And luckily again, luckily again, that support was really helpful, and I managed to be successful in that regard. So overall, just to kind of summarize on this video, don't let your fears and insecurities stop you from being able to do your passion projects. And like, don't let them stop you, I would say, for all my believers out there, don't let them stop you from God being able to put you in the place where you're meant to be. I personally have been seeing this a lot more recently. People are not going to believe me when I say this, but I don't care. I really don't like taking lead on certain situations, and it's because I don't like to be like bossy or come across as bossy. So when I go out for food with my friends, I'll always be like, oh, what do you want to eat? What do you want to eat? And I'm always trying to get my friends to decide where to eat, and then they'll never say anything. So then I'll end up having to like do it. Same with ACS. I originally did not want to be president. I did not. I decided that I was going to be social sec, and then in 3rd year work my way, in 3rd year then do up president. But obviously that's not how it ended up working out, and by the end of the year I ended up being president. And that again wasn't something that I really wanted initially, and I've seen so many times like God putting me in positions where I should apply for leadership, and me trying to not do it, and I just end up in that position anyway. So I'm now coming to terms with that fact, and I'm now trying to accept it more and be like, you know what, when these leadership roles arise and I feel like I'm a good fit, I'm gonna go for it. If it's God's will, it will happen, because I'm just kind of starting to see more where I'm supposed to be at certain times. But I understand, like, obviously that can be scary, especially in situations where you're uncomfortable. I am really am an ambivert. When it's work situations, it's fine. I can talk, I can interact, I can do my teamwork. If we're talking about actual social scenarios with people that I don't know, I do not really enjoy them. I find it very difficult. I feel very awkward. However, I feel like because of that huge kind of like introverted part of the ambivertness, I felt really fearful and scared about taking on more type of leadership roles. So even though I don't think that will intrinsically change me being kind of ambiverted, I'm now trying to accept more that this is kind of a type of role that I am being prepared for. I'm not sure as to what it is right now, I can't lie, but I'm getting more used to kind of being in positions of leadership, so that when the time comes, when God reveals to me what he wants me to do, I am able to do that. That's all I wanted to say for the Fears and Insecurities mini-series. I am Natasha. This is Natasha's Narrative. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Honestly, thank you so much. So much gratitude for everyone who's been subscribing, liking, sharing, doing all sorts, you know, of the videos, and so much love for everyone who follows me on different socials as well. Yeah, so I hope that you have so I hope that you have an amazing week, and I should be releasing a new toxic traits video soon, so make sure to stay awake and alert for that. But yeah, if you want to see when my new videos are coming out, or I should say have been released, make sure that your notification bells are on. But like I said, that's all. I keep on rambling like an auntie, but yeah, I'm actually done now. Bye guys, see ya.